Hi, my name is Kelly Gossi. I appreciate you joining us this evening. I am here to take a moment to talk about presidential candidate Carly Fiorina. Is she someone that we really want to back and support for the GOP nomination? We'll take a look at not only what she has done in her work experience, but also in her personal life, and just get a little bit more information on her. So who is she? She definitely has a great college career behind her. She has her Bachelor's of Arts from Stanford University. She has her Master's from Maryland. And she has her Bachelor's of Science from MIT. So needless to say, it's very obvious that this lady is very important. When you take the next step, she actually started as a secretary at AT&T and moved herself all the way up to a senior vice president there. Carly moved on from AT&T to Lucent Technologies. Then she became the first female CEO for a Fortune 20 company called Hewlett-Packard. All of these companies are huge, very experienced companies where she definitely had to work through a lot of people to get to this level. I think it's very impressive of her career as far as college goes and on the career side of that. But as with everyone, we have skeletons in our closet. So let's take a look at what might have happened during this personal career of hers. While at HP, she did go through an SEC scandal. What she was caught at doing was selling product to Iran while we had sanctions on them through the U.S., and this was done through a subsidiary. Although she did not publicly state that she was doing this through the U.S. sanctions, shortly after the investigation occurred, she cut them off. She no longer did those type of sales there. Kind of tells a lot there. The next thing she did when she was HP, she did a little cleanup, which is normal when you start a company. You want to bring your own people in. But altogether, she ended up laying 30,000 people off. It's a lot of people. When you look at it a little bit further, she did this in order to buy a little small company called Compaq. And part of the negotiations with buying Compaq was she brought all of those people on. A lot of business people might see that as just strategic, but on the personal side, which we are the personal voters, might see that as pretty cold-hearted, let that many people off within a company. The next thing she did, that I found in the skeleton side of it, was she was running for Senate in California. She put on a great campaign, raised some money, but during the Senate run, she brought up a bill of over $500,000, $500,000 that she never paid back. She didn't win the Senate seat, so she didn't get into any government, so there's no government experience that I've talked about at all or that I could find. But the depth that she still has out there, I mean, that's huge. The way I want to look at the next part of this is, what does she stand for? Granted, we have to look at her personal life. We have to know who this lady is. We have to look at her history within these companies to see further who this lady is and what she stands for. But we also want to look at the real issues. So I focused on 3 of them. She is pro-gun and pro-assault rifle, which in the South, that's a great thing. So there's one thumbs up for her. Another part of it, the Affordable Care Act that so many people do not like, she wants to repeal it. The way she sees the best way for us to actually do with the insurance is to have more competition. Drive these insurance companies where they're so competitive they have to bring their costs down and they have to manage it different. Then lastly, for the immigration law. There's an act that's been talked about a lot in Congress called the DREAM Act. And what this is, it allows children who were brought in illegally or that were born here in the U.S. would be given citizenship. Their parents, however, would not. Their parents would have a time frame to apply for it and go through the proper channels and it not just be given to them. So there's 3 things that they stand for. So when you look at the GOP nomination, is this something that we want to back, or is this something that you know, we need to look at the other candidates? We have enough to choose from. That's sure enough. So in closing, she has a strong business background. She's got a great education. She's got some skeletons that we really need to look at. We have to really take a moment to see, is this the type president or type of person we want to be president of our country? With that, I thank you for your time.